Hi there. I am popping in tonight to do this penny heart to heart, and I just want to talk to you about what's going on right now, probably with most of us. Most of us are planning this holiday that's coming up, probably have a list of who we need to buy gifts for, sending out cards. We're planning the holiday meal, planning a get-together. And so many of us are list makers and goal setters. I am one that makes a lot of lists, sets goals. But what I want to talk to you about is my writing that I posted this week called Plan Past. And I want to talk to you about how I set goals and we make plans, and then there's an end to it, and then it's just over. So I'm using this holiday as an example. In my writing I use many things, but Christmas, we plan for Christmas. We plan for the event, we plan for the food, we plan for the gifts. We plan, and then what happens the day after Christmas? For many of us, there's a letdown. I remember for years, January was not a good month for me because I love the holidays so much that I planned for Thanksgiving, I planned for Christmas, we had big family gatherings, and then January was, in my area, cold, snowy, and not much happening, and it was a big letdown after the holidays. And what happened was I didn't plan for anything after the holidays. I put so much effort into planning for the big events, for the family gatherings, and then I got a little sad and depressed after they were all over. And January's weather didn't help. So I think this happens to us so many times in life. In the writing, I talk about planning for a wedding, and you plan because the event, the wedding, the picking of the dress and the flowers and everything is so exciting that we don't plan for after the wedding. What happens after the wedding? And then we come back from a honeymoon and there we are in a life with the person, and we have to talk about finances and paying bills and buying groceries, and we didn't plan or think about what that day-to-day life would be. In the same way, after we have kids, we plan to have kids, and then we raise our kids and spend so many years and much of our life raising them, and then they leave. They go away to college, and for many people, that empty nest is not a happy place, and they're sad, and it's because there was no plan past after the kids leave. There's so many things in life. I know I am guilty of this one. Dieting for an event. I want to look great for that class reunion or a wedding or some event that is going to happen, and you diet and you have this day in your head that I'm going to look great on that day. And that day comes and maybe you do look great, and the next morning you wake up and you think, well, maybe I won't work out today. Maybe I won't really have that salad today because the event is over. And the problem is we didn't plan for what's going to happen afterwards. We didn't plan how to maintain our lifestyle. We didn't make a life plan. We made a plan, a goal for a particular time, for a particular event, and we didn't plan for what was going to happen after that. Another example I used in the writing was going to a rehab, whether you have an addiction of any kind, and you end up in a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day program, and then you do great, and the day you get out, then what happens? Because we don't plan for past that. We don't plan for what's going to happen after that. So my writing was to encourage you to make plans for after, and look at all of these things that you want to accomplish, not as a particular date, but as a life goal or a lifestyle change. Now, I do know that holidays come and go and wedding dates come and go, and so there are dates that we plan for. And of course we have to make plans and lists and accomplish that. But always have something after that. Always have another event planned, another occasion in your mind, so that you always have something to look forward to. And really, I believe that the anticipation of something to come is just as exciting as the event itself. For me, I love to wrap Christmas presents. I love to buy gifts for people. And so the planning and the doing and the preparation to me is just as much fun as the event itself. And so if we can look at our life like that we always have something to look forward to, and we always have something that we're going to do next. So there isn't like my example of my January letdown after the holidays, that you have something to look forward to in January so that your mind can continue on moving forward and thinking about what's next. Because so often, if we don't do that, there is this letdown. Now, I'm not telling you not to set goals. I like to set goals. I think goals are important. They have a place in our life. But to set a goal and say, okay, when I get that, if you don't have something to expand on that afterwards, you're naturally going to have a letdown. You're going to feel a little bit bewildered and lost. I think also many times we attach happiness to when we get this goal. For example, if you're a person that has a class reunion or a wedding or an event and you're going to lose weight, I'll be happy when I lose weight. I'll be happy when I look like what I want to look like in the mirror. I'll be happy when I look great at my class reunion. And then the day after, will it really make that much difference? Because the event is over, and if you attach all of your goals for happiness onto one thing, I think that's a dangerous situation to get into. So I would caution you to not attach happiness to an event. If we can't be happy where we're at now, we probably aren't going to be happy then. And so we have to work on our happiness all the time, moment by moment. Try to be happy in the moment, no matter what happens, no matter if the event has come and gone, whether it turned out perfect or not, whether you fit in that dress for your class reunion or not. Try to work on being happy all the time, no matter what happens, so you don't attach happiness to that goal, that you won't be happy until this happens, because I think that's a dangerous place to be. I always put the link to my writing with these Penny Heart to Heart, because if you haven't read it yet, it is more in depth than what I chat with you about here today. I always like to tell you where it came from, and most of my writings, to be perfectly honest, come from something I need to learn, and or have learned, and many times I've learned it the hard way. So I share with you. That's why I call these little visits Heart to Heart, because I share, I write, I post from my heart, and I share with you things that happen in my life. I write about things that happen in my life. I write about things I need to learn and have learned, because I feel like if I needed to learn it, somebody else probably needs to learn it too. So I share my life with you in hopes that it helps in some way for your life, and that you share it with others. So again, I was just talking today about my writing, Plan Past. I encourage you to plan past this holiday that's coming. I know we get caught up, we have a lot to do, but don't just think, well, when Christmas Day is over or New Year's Day is over, then what? So have something in mind so that you're not floundering or sad or let down right after that happens. I encourage you to read the writing if you haven't. The link is with this post. And as always, there's audio with it if you prefer to listen instead of reading it. And please comment, send me a note, tell me how it fits into your life, tell me what you think of it. And I love to hear. I answer every person that ever communicates with me. I send a message back, or at least respond on Facebook to their posts. So thank you for joining me for this little snippet tonight. I encourage you to read my writing. I am so very grateful that you took a minute to listen to me here tonight. This has been Penny Heart to Heart. Thanks for watching.